7 class and happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Homeschool with Carly. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button below so you don't miss any videos. Today I have a really fun experiment that is very visual, so if you don't want to actually do the experiment, watching will be really fun. So for this activity you're going to need a couple of supplies. First being a bowl so you don't make a mess. So you can go ahead and place that right in front of you. Next, you're going to need some sort of clear container, okay? So I chose a dressing container. Next, you will need an eyedropper, okay? And that's it. So, the first thing you're going to want to do, which I've already done, is I filled this bottle all the way to the top with water, okay? So I'm going to open this bottle for you, and it's inside a bowl right now, so that I don't make a mess, okay? So, the first thing you're going to want to do is fill this dropper with water, okay? So, I'm going to fill it a good halfway, right? So, my dropper is filled halfway with water, right? So, now what I've noticed is that there is less water at the top because I placed some inside this dropper. So go ahead and go to your sink and top off the water, okay? So I have an extra glass right here with water, so I'm going to just pour it over the top to just make sure it's literally full, okay? So the next thing you're going to want to do is take this dropper and place it inside, okay? So what's going to happen when I do that is the water that is filled to the top is going to spill out of the container and into the bowl. So I'm going to drop it in, and as you can see, my dropper is floating, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze the bottle so that more water comes out. Squeeze it all the way as much as you can, okay? So I'm squeezing as far as I can go. That's about as far as I can squeeze. Take your cap and place it directly on top while I'm still squeezed, okay? And watch what happens to the dropper when I let go of the bottle. The dropper goes up, and when I release, the dropper goes down. So how cool is that? And remember, this was filled to the top, but we're doing something when we squeeze this bottle and release it, right? We're adding something. So what could we be adding to the bottle when I squeeze it? Well, for one thing, you can see when I squeeze this bottle really hard, I'm adding pressure. Right off the bat, I can see that I'm adding pressure to the bottle. So, what's happening is when I squeeze this, I'm putting all the water pressure up inside this dropper, okay? And so it's forcing the water up into the dropper. Now when I release it, it releases the pressure and allows the dropper to drop down. So what's happening is when I squeeze this and add the water pressure to the inside of the dropper, I am releasing what we would call mass. Right now, it's heavier because I am adding pressure and forcing more water inside the dropper, which is making the mass more, which means essentially it's heavier. So when I release my squeeze and the dropper goes down, I am releasing the pressure and making the dropper weigh less, so it goes down. How cool is that? And all you need for this experiment is a bottle with water and a dropper and your hands. And you can do this trick at home. Now, if you get somebody who has really strong hands, remember when we dropped the dropper in and I told you to squeeze as hard as you can? Well, the more you squeeze, the more you allow this dropper to drop down. So if I were to squeeze it even more, maybe I could get the dropper to drop all the way down to the bottom. So why don't you try and leave me a comment below and tell me how far you were able to get your dropper to go. Science is amazing. I'll see all of you on Thursday. Bye!